moving in slow motion, we're just floating so wild and free, and it all made sense to me.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to Ro in Motion. My name is Ro, and today's video is going to be about my hiking experience at Piestewa Peak in Phoenix. So I am new to Arizona. I moved from the Midwest, and you guys already know I love Orange Theory, but one of the things I want to add into my exercise routine is one day of hiking outdoors. And so I chose Piestewa Peak as my first hike. I found out about it from some TikToks that basically showed how beautiful it was, and I decided that I was gonna try. So one thing I will say is if you have not hiked before, here's some of the things that I recommend that you bring. One of them is a hat to protect your head, sunglasses, hiking shoes, and water. Those are like the 4 basic things that you need on this hike. For me, myself, I had water and I had my tennis shoes. And I just noticed that my tennis shoes weren't good enough to be on that hike. I definitely needed some boots because there was a lot of dirt, a lot of rocks, uneven sidewalks. Some of it was normal sidewalks. Some of it was paved or not paved. Some of it was rocks. Some of it was broken up steps. It was just a mixture of rocks and everything with the walking path. And so my tennis shoes were not good enough for that specific hike, but of course I made it through. So it's mainly uphill. So that's one thing you need to know. So if you're a beginner, just know that it's mainly uphill. If you're a pro, then you'll be good at it and you'll be able to go right up. It took me about 45 minutes to get up. I didn't even go up all the way towards the top because I was extremely tired once I got to a certain point. But I got about, like I said, 45 minutes. If I would have went probably another 15, I could have made it all the way up to the top. But I was tired, so I stopped and I sat down and I rested. One thing you should know too is that I went about 9 a.m. If I do that mountain again, which I probably will at some point in the future, I will go a little bit early, maybe like 7, maybe even 6, so the sun is not just beaming down on me, because the sun here, even though I didn't sweat, it was very, very draining. The other thing that I would say before you go, make sure you have enough carbs in you. I had oatmeal, I had a big bowl of oatmeal, and I had fruit on top with granola and some flex seeds, so I can make sure that I was fully had enough nutrition in me, or enough food in me to burn. I also drank a lot of water too before I went, and I drank water and I also had water with electrolytes. So make sure you get your electrolytes if you are doing any hiking down here in Arizona. But with that being said, the walk up was challenging, but the walk coming back down was even more challenging than going up. I saw a couple of people that went around me that slipped down the mountain a little bit, and it was kind of my fear that I would fall and slip, which I didn't, which I was so happy that I didn't, because I just kind of took my time coming down. But just a fair warning that coming down is even more challenging than coming up. I'll insert some videos and some pictures of me on the mountain just so you can see it. But would I recommend this mountain to climb if you're a beginner? Yes, but just make sure you're prepared with food in your belly so you can burn enough stuff, sunglasses, sunblock, the right hiking shoes, and a hat if you can. Because if you come with all of that stuff, you'll be in good standing. And I think the hike will be, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easier, but it'll be a little bit more comfortable if you have all of that stuff. So with that being said, I'm gonna insert some pictures and some videos so you can see how my experience was, and let me know if you hike, if you live in Arizona or if you live in other places and you hike around. Tell me your experience and give me some tips on things that I should think about when it comes to hiking. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day.
you.